Conor McGregor right now, he wants to fight everybody. Listen, as we know, last night was the debut episode of the new season of The Ultimate Fighter. But if you go on social media, if you look on Twitter, he's trying to fight everyone. Let's go through them. First of all, heavyweight, Mark the Hammer Coleman. Apparently, he accepted a celebrity boxing match with him. Canelo Alvarez, speaking of boxers, wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. Going back and forth with Matt Brown, the immortal. I mean, to be fair, Matt Brown talked a bit of shit. Conor responded. Who else? Alexander Volkanovski. They're going back and forth on Twitter. Volkanovski saying, let's fight at 155. And of course, we've got Michael Chandler, the original booked opponent. So, McGregor never won, to stay out of the limelight. And given the fact that he hasn't fought in 2 years and he is the biggest star in the UFC, he's still doing a bloody good job at staying relevant. That's for damn sure. And The Ultimate Fighter just started, so he's going to be on TV every week for the next, 12 weeks? Something like that. And hopefully in 6 months' time, when he's been through the testing pool, the fight will happen in December. That's my bet. It's going to happen. There's no way it's not. In fact, Michael Chandler even said it himself. He's too proud of a man. Conor loves to fight, prides himself on his fighting ability. That will go down. Probably December. But as I say, him and Volkanovski, they've been going at it. They've been talking a bit of shit. There were some funny tweets. They went back and forth. Volkanovski said to him, look, anytime, anywhere, any weight. Then Conor McGregor comes back and says, well, then why ask for it at 155? By the way, that's my saying. And here it kind of leads me to the crux of this video, the deeper point. Who's the best featherweight of all time? Listen, as we know, Jose Aldo. When you think about the best featherweight of all time, that's who you immediately think about. Jose Aldo, I mean, the man was sensational. Burst on the scene, was the WEC champ, signed with the UFC, defended the belt 7 times. Mark Hominick, that's when he won it. Kenny Florian, Chad Mendes, Frankie Edgar, Chang Sung Jung, Ricardo Lamas, Chad Mendes, and then, in devastating fashion, gets knocked out cold in 13 seconds with one shot by McGregor, which was, and forever will be, one of the best knockouts in UFC history. But we got Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski, I think right now we are experiencing right now one of the greatest eras that we might ever see in mixed martial arts. Of course, we've got the greats, Anderson Silva, John Jones is still going strong, George St. Pierre, and many, many other legends. But Alexander Volkanovski right now, he's that man. He is taking over the sport. He is one of the biggest stars and pound for pound number one. Look, listen, we know he lost to Islam Makhachev, but he went up a weight class and he did bloody well. But when you look at the wins on his record, obviously fights at 145 as well, beat Darren Elkins, Chad Mendes, Jose Aldo, big one on there if you're thinking about who's the best, actually has a win over Jose. Granted, 2019, kind of at the end of Jose's career. Beats Max Holloway to become the champ. Defends against Max Holloway. Defends against Brian Ortega, the Korean zombie, and then closes out Max Holloway for the 3rd time. And in that 3rd one, that's when he really took over. That's when he really put, a nail in the coffin of that rivalry, if you will. I mean, to be fair to Volkanovski, he beat him 3 times. First 2 were super close, though. That's why there was still a conversation. That's why there was a need for the 3rd fight. But the 3rd fight, that was it. It was done. We ain't going to see a 4th. And of course, Volkanovski's going to defend the belt again against Yair Rodriguez going down International Fight Week. And I think that's the main event, if I'm not mistaken. And that just shows you what a big star he is. But him versus Conor McGregor, I like that, Listen, McGregor saying anyway. And Volkanovski, I'm sure, will do it at 155, 70, 85. The reality is they all want the red pants tonight. They all want it. Will they get it? We don't know. I'll tell you what, Mark Coleman isn't going to get it. Matt Brown isn't going to get it. That all started because Matt Brown, obviously, he tied Derek Lewis for 13 knockouts in the UFC. So he's tied leader of knockouts. Conor McGregor said, I'm going to beat that record one day. I've had, I think it's 9 so far. I'm coming for that record. So then Matt Brown said, fight me for it. Then I had Matt Brown on my podcast. And Matt Brown didn't have too many nice things to say about Conor. He said he's a bomb and all the rest of it. He said, you can have all the money in the world, but he's still a bomb. And then Conor McGregor came out and said, yeah, you're a heroin addict or something like that. I forget the exact tweet. So they were talking a bit of shit. But that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Matt Brown wants to fight Derek Lewis. I mean, I love that about Matt Brown. Wants to fight Derek Lewis to settle who is the knockout king once and for all. As we saw recently, McGregor was in the Black Forge Inn in Dublin. Eddie Hearn came over the weekend of the Katie Taylor fight. They were talking about Canelo Alvarez and he'll just smack Canelo Alvarez all over the place. Canelo came back and said, I'll beat you with one hand. McGregor said, I'll beat you with no hands. You can tell it's a slow news week. We're going through the McGregor news, aren't we? We're going through what he's been up to. I'll tell you what he's been up to. He's been out in Monaco. He's in the south of France at the Grand Prix, enjoying himself. He's pulled up in the yacht. He's dancing away with Kylie Minogue. He's having a bloody good time. And if you look at the newspapers, fans are concerned. Fans are worried about Conor McGregor. Will he ever come back the same? Look, listen, the man's allowed to enjoy himself, okay? He's worked his ass off. He's a very wealthy man. He's achieved greatness. He's got money in the bank and he's enjoying himself. The fight with Michael Chandler is not scheduled yet, but it's kind of scheduled for the end of the year. December. That's when it's going to go down. We are in, I mean, is it even June yet? It's the 30th of May as I'm recording this, okay? June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 7 months away. A lot can change in 7 months, okay? A couple of days ago, I was hungover to the max. Today, I feel tip-top. Imagine what 7 months of no drinking could do. But in all seriousness, though, McGregor, he's a bit bigger right now. He says to Michael Chandler, the fight's going to go down at 185. He said, you'll do as you're told. I thought that was hilarious. But the reality is, a lot can change in 6-7 months. He's been enjoying himself. He's had some time out. He had the broken leg. He's been on some stuff to help with the recovery, obviously. And that's why he had to come out of the testing pool. But, all jokes aside, 6 months, 7 months, that is a very, very long time. And when you're a motivated man and you pride yourself on your fighting ability, like McGregor does, then, hey, look, listen, don't be concerned. Don't be worried about it. The only thing he's going to worry about is Michael Chandler. That's the main thing because, look, listen, there's a lot of pressure riding on Conor in this one because, not for him personally, he's set in stone. He'll always be a legend. What he achieved, the first ever 2-weight division champion, he did take over the sport. But his future and whether or not he can be regarded as still one of the best in the world. That's what's at stake here. If he loses to Michael Chandler, then who knows? Maybe it's time that he'll retire. Maybe he walks away from the sport. He made his mark, he made his money and left. That's what he should do. Now, McGregor currently is 22-6 with 19 KOs. Chandler, 23-8 with 11 KOs. And both of them are 1-3 in their last 4. But both are capable of also winning a UFC title. Let's be honest. Chandler wins this fight. I mean, the people that he's lost to, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, all sensational fights, all extremely exciting. If Chandler gets a big win over Conor McGregor, regardless of the weight class, I think a title shot at 155 could be in the pipeline. Conor McGregor, same thing. Yeah, okay, he lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov and Dustin Poirier twice. In between those fights, he beat Donald Cerrone in sensational fashion, made quick work of it. But Conor McGregor's that big of a deal. If he goes out there and beats Michael Chandler, which will not be easy, although Michael Chandler will play into his game. Michael Chandler will go out there, he will stand with him, he will swing. He won't necessarily use the wrestling, and I guarantee that is what all of his coaches are saying. You got to wrestle Conor McGregor. You got to take him down on the feet, and he will throw on the feet. It's a dicey one for both of them. Listen, Dustin Poirier, he thinks Conor McGregor wins. Justin Gaethje thinks Conor McGregor wins. A lot of people are saying that Conor McGregor wins if Michael Chandler doesn't stand. But what will happen? We don't know. What we do know, the fight's going to go down. McGregor's going to recover. McGregor's going to work out. He's going to get back in shape, and I'm looking forward to it. As I say, you can tell it's a slow news week because we're reporting on Conor McGregor in Monaco, dancing away, enjoying himself, living his goddamn life. Leave the man alone. Anyway, subscribe, ring the bell. See you soon.